Monkey Entertainment welcomes you to the B46 Podcast. We discuss great music, those who make it, and their stories, all before you get your night started. Here are your hosts, Marv and Bishop.
Hey, I'm Marv.
And I'm Bishop, and we are Bad Monkey. Welcome to B46. How you doing, Marv?
I'm doing pretty good. We got Collins Horton from Nashville going to join us here today.
Via, I think, Georgia. I think he's in Georgia somewhere.
Yeah, I think he's down in Georgia, and we have him here in the studio via the phone. We had some issues earlier getting him on here, but let's see how it's going to go now.
I'm not sure. He might be in a small town, and CMT might be blocking our fucking podcast.
It's very possible. It's that whole Jason Aldean in a small fucking town thing, right? Try that shit in a small town, cocksuckers. Let's bring him in right now.
We're going to try it.
Yeah. There he is. What's happening, my man? We can hear you now.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
You had to swipe your credit card. It's one of the things we do here.
It's like one of those little fucking booths with the chicken hands, and you put a couple quarters in.
Cancel all of them, man. They're trying their best.
They are, aren't they? Fucking shit, man. It's crazy.
Say it.
I hear you, man. It's fucking crazy. So you're down in Georgia right now, huh?
Yeah, I'm in Winder, Georgia right now. We got an outdoor, it's at an amphitheater called Innovation Amphitheater. We've got a songwriter night. They call it Nashville in Georgia. And we got Josiah Siska, the Bradley brothers, Tony Garman, and myself getting ready to entertain some good old Georgia folk. Looking forward to it.
That's fucking outstanding, man. That's great.
Where's that at in Georgia?
It's outside of Athens. It's probably 15, 20 minutes outside of Athens.
I got you.
It's for
about 4.5 hours from Nashville. So it was
a shit in a small town, huh?
Well, I'm not a big fan
of Georgia.
Those Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah,
you can kind of go fuck themselves.
Yeah,
but, you know.
Ole Miss. So,
We got you. Yeah. We got you. So, tell us about this Unhinged group, man. How did that name? You got this group of folks there in Nashville. We met you, and you go by the Unhinged group.
Well, I guess before we get into that, we should probably find out who you are.
Yeah,
where are you from? What were you about? Like,
get
something about you.
That's great. That's kind of a loaded question, I guess. I'm from Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, Brandon, Mississippi, to be proper, and went to Ole Miss after high school. Went into the working world. Kind of went into sales. Always had a passion for music. Started writing when I was 10, 11. As soon as I could pick up a guitar, I started wanting to learn how to write a song and put my career first. Going out, do the common folk thing, which nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Go out, make money, start a career. Did it for 16, 17 years, and found myself in the middle of a divorce. Fast forward from 10 years old to 38 years old, in the middle of a divorce, and stuck in Memphis, Tennessee. And so when all that was kind of when the writing was on the wall, I said, I know exactly where I'm going. I've been trying to get to Nashville for a long time and packed my bags and hadn't looked back since. So been chasing crazy things.
Good.
A couple of years and just having a ball with it. I feel like a kid. At 41 years old, I feel like I'm 15 again, just pursuing what I've always wanted to do. So it's a great feeling.
Yeah. And how long you been in Nashville now? How'd you say?
I've been in Nashville about 2 years now. Been in Tennessee for a total of about 12, but Nashville for 2 of those. So
that's great.
And how you like, I always ask the artists, like, how you like Nashville, how you feel about it. Some people are like, I hate it. Some people are like, I love it. Some people like, both. Some people like,
My only regret about moving to Nashville is I didn't do it young, at an earlier age. The songwriters, so many great, incredible songwriters, musicians, singers, you name it, just so much talent. And we all share the same common, passion, which is music. And there's that, no matter what your background is, your walk of life, we have the commonality of music and how that connects people. And that's what I love about music.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I fit in more in Nashville than I ever have, even from my hometown. Like, just these people get me and I get them.
That's awesome, man. That's great.
Can y'all hear that?
We can hear a little bit of it. Yeah.
It's all good.
It's all good. It's fine, man.
Let's see if I can find a quiet place.
No, that's good. Yeah, it's all fine.
Yeah, you're good, brother. It's not that loud.
Yeah, it's not that loud at all.
Oh,
there you are. It's not that loud at all.
Fucking CMT.
Yeah, CMT. Yeah. For those who don't know, we're referencing that Jason Aldean try that the small town thing that the council culture people are trying to cancel him out again.
Yeah, and surprisingly, people have asked us like where we stand, but if you know us, kind of.
Yeah, I think you know where we stand.
I
find out.
I think if for about 3 minutes, you're going to know real quick where I stand on.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm very boisterous about it. I feel like if you get to know me, I heard a really good. They're getting louder and louder. Sorry, guys.
That's all right. No, you're good.
Quote that. If you've got something to say about me, text me. And if you don't have my number to text me, then you don't know me well enough to have an opinion about me. And I love that.
There you go. So that's perfect, man. I love that.
Yeah, sounds like we're all the same vibe, same cloth.
Everybody bulletproof behind a keyboard,
Yeah. Marv's from West Virginia. I'm from South Carolina, so I think we all kind of got the same.
Yeah, we definitely have the same cut from the same cloth there on that,
Yeah.
So this Unhinged group, I want to get back to that. What's tell us about that? What is that? Is that a gang?
Soon to be. Haven't decided on our gang color yet. I think we're going with purple or pink. I don't know. No, it's a group of incredible songwriters, singer-songwriters, artists, and the one piece of advice I got when I moved to Nashville was, write with as many people as you can, and you're going to find your group, the people that you connect with, you write the best with. And that's kind of how it developed, was really organically. For me, the common person was Garrett Schultz. And through Garrett, I met pretty much everybody else, I think, kind of through the group. And then one day, just kind of out of the blue, we get kind of a group text message thread started. And it was just Garrett kind of spearheaded it. And it was a group of people, some of them I'd obviously seen and played with, but hadn't really written with or had any kind of personal connection with. And then it was just kind of Garrett putting the group together. And a lot of it stems, a lot of the advice that I've gotten is, find your group, find your culture and build it. And focus on that because there's strength in numbers. Your success is their success and vice versa. And so that's what we've really kind of done, is just create something that we build each other up, we lift each other up when the other person's down. It's a very lonely, tough industry in this music because you're second guessing yourself a lot, or at least I do. Talk to a lot of other writers feel the same way. So you kind of look for people you can trust to go like, hey, how can I get better? What can I improve on? And being vulnerable in that sense. And when you start to develop that culture, you get more comfortable with the feedback you're getting. That they mean it out of nothing but love and the best interest for you. And funny enough, but kind of one day we were talking about like, all right, we got this group together. We know everybody's killer. What do we call ourselves? And then there were 1,000 names that got thrown in, and a lot of them, in case my mother ever hears this podcast. But somebody said we're all a little unhinged, and I think in order to be in this industry, you got to be a little bit borderline crazy. And so we're like, we're all a little bit, as I like to say, we're all a little crazy and completely unhinged is kind of my saying. Yeah. It hasn't for the team motto yet, but that's kind of at least my thought on the whole deal. So
yeah, when we came out for CMA Fest, and obviously Garrett as well, and Garrett was very much like, he's like, I need you to meet somebody. I need you to meet some people. I was like, okay, me, I'm kind of down for whatever type of guy, and but he was real big on. He's like, I think you and Collins need to talk. He's like, because I feel like y'all are kind of, he's like, I think y'all kind of get along, older guys,
I felt like we did. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we talked a little bit, and I was like, that's kind of my guy. It's kind of, I was like, I feel like we're on the same. I felt like we could, even they just meet. I felt like you and I could look at each other and know what each other was thinking. Just like, fuck's happening? What? You see this over here?
And trust me, I mean, Bishop likes music. He loves music, and he has about 3 friends. So, so that's a big statement coming from this guy, man. I tell you.
I'll beat you that fucking microphone.
There he goes again.
Well, the funny dynamic of the group is like you have all different personalities. You got high energy to kind of like laid back and chill, which I'm probably the laid back and chill of this spectrum. Some of them I joke with them and I was like, I'm old enough to be some of your fathers. Chance I could be, who knows? So it's kind of a funny spectrum. And so we had a group conversation. We're like, for social media and just kind of like bio about who's who kind of deal. And the question got asked, like, every group member is like, name who you think is the most unhinged. And my answer was, well, obviously me. I'm 41 years old, hanging out with a bunch of 21.
I get you.
This group. So yeah, it's a fun time, man. I tell you, it's never a boring moment. We got a group message, text message thing, and I work full time during the day, and I'll get done with a job site, 2 hours later, and there's 75 unread messages, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some group, obviously texts and stuff like that, and ours get a little. Well, I usually get talked to more than most because I say some pretty unhinged shit.
He's got some unhinged shit in there, man. You got to have those on mute because you don't know what time of the day or night those texts are going to come across, right? And so you look down at it and you go, like you said, you go, holy shit, man! There's 52 messages. What is this?
Yeah.
And then you start reading through it. You're like, oh shit, he's in the bag right now.
Garrett's got.
I have kind of put in my group, my vote, at least in the group, that every day, like on the hour, there needs to be like a recap summary text. I can just get the gist of it because I'm like, give me the main bullet points and I can fill in.
Yeah.
Right.
But,
yeah. Then somebody says, hey, didn't you see the text? And I'm like, no, I didn't see that one, man. It was better. No, I'm sorry. I didn't see that.
I didn't tell you what, I caught myself today because I'm big on like itineraries and like keeping stuff on track.
Yeah.
And so
I'm probably a day and a half behind on the group text. I'm going to be honest with you. On my day off tomorrow, Sunday, is catching up. It's probably going to take me.
There you go.
I got a text from Garrett. We got one this morning. He's like, hey, we're getting ready to go to Albuquerque. And he's like, I haven't got my itinerary yet. He's like, y'all going to send that over. And then I caught myself, but, I was sober last night.
Yeah.
But I was still a little tired this morning. I was like, I texted out, and then but I erased it. I was like, slow down. I haven't figured out the time you're sucking dick yet. Normally I send that shit off, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try and be better today.
You're gonna try to be a better person today. That's a good start.
But it used to be Garrett like, what? That went 0 to 60. Like, why are you coming hard at me like that?
I was not sober last night, so I haven't been sober in the last 2 nights. I don't believe.
We were at the bar last night. He gets up and I always keep an eye on him. He gets up and like just leaves, and they're like, "Where's he going?" I was like,
"He gone."
That's the next episode of He Gone. Because he just like
I just do an Irish leave. I just get up and be like,
he takes his drink and everything, just leaves.
I just walk out with my drink in my hand, and the bar's downstairs from the condo I live in. So there's 2 bars beneath me. So that's not good. That's not a good thing, man. Or it's a great thing. I'm not sure which yet.
Yeah. So where are you two after this?
From here, I will go back to Nashville either tonight or in the morning. And then I've got a couple of days off and then just kind of back to the normal grind next week. Just work, play. I mean, if I'm not working, I'm either playing or writing. It's a lot of 18-hour days back to back to back. So that's part of it. So
right. Yeah, I saw you playing the local lately, or recently. Marv and I like the local. That's a pretty good spot.
Yeah, it's not a bad place down there. I like it.
Last night, had a really good time. It was a great lineup last night. Just incredible songwriters that I certainly respect and admire. And played that last night, woke up this morning and hit the road around 9:30 Central Time and headed down. So now we've sound checked and we're just kind of waiting for 7 o'clock to roll around here.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Where's your favorite place to play in Nashville?
I will say this: so local for Music Row Freak Show is probably my most frequent spot. That place has quickly become, in the year and a half I've really been playing hard in Nashville, kind of my home away from home. I feel like I know a lot of the riders in there and just very comfortable. Play all over Nashville. So that's probably my favorite. I will say, my bucket list is, Listening Room Cafe, getting on their billing one day, obviously playing the Bluebirds, some historic places. And somebody was asking me, if I were to rank 1, 2, and 3, obviously the Ryman would be my number one. To step foot on that stage would be truly a dream come true. But, I love the songwriter rounds. I love playing full band too, but songwriter rounds, I love the storytelling and just the intimacy of getting to connect with the people in the stands and the crowd, and really kind of you can tell, even in a crowded bar, in a loud bar, you can tell who's really connected with you, and that's a really cool experience.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
When you people looking for you, looking at you like I know exactly how you feel while you're singing this. That's really special. That's why I do it personally, because that's how I feel about music. I'm very romantic about. I can think through my life and think, if I hear a song, I can close my eyes and go back to time, to like a memory, an event, a weekend, and that song was kind of the soundtrack to it, and it takes me back. I've got those all throughout my life, and so if my song can be one of those for somebody else, that's what's truly special about music to me.
I like your music a lot. I went back and listened to your stuff you got out there. I try to follow around, and I like your sound. I just like your vibe. I like your, it's kind of like that more authentic, like you said, the voice, the story, kind of like what country should be.
Yeah.
Type,
Definitely a great voice for it. For sure.
I appreciate that. I'm not going to split hairs and say what country should or shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But that's my style. I know what I have, and I know what I don't, and I just try to put together the best of what I've got to work. And for me, it's storytelling. Like, that's what I'm attracted to as a listener. Or the John Prines of the world, the Johnny Cashes, Waylon Jennings, just the storytelling. And I will say, I think, you hear some of that in country music now, but some of that's gotten lost, and that's what I like to at least try to inject back into it, is some really good, just 3 chords in the truth, as cliche as that is, like things I know about from personal experience, and just raw emotion, and just leave, my guts out on the stage, and people take it or leave it, and I'm okay either way. It's just
you got it right from the heart, man. That's awesome. Sounds like that's what you're doing too, is just writing from the heart, and these things that you've lived through, and that's awesome.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Who's like your biggest music influences or whatever? Like if someone's trying to get a taste for you or your vibe.
Yeah, well, I mean, I grew up. My dad wasn't a big country guy. Sawyer Brown was probably his favorite country guy. So I love some Sawyer Brown. That makes me think of childhood, growing up when sitting in a car with my dad. But he listened to like a lot of Cat Stevens, Crosby, Stills and Nash, Simon and Garfunkel. So some really incredible, obviously, songwriters.
Yeah.
And I guess that's maybe where that seed got planted. My mother was a pianist for my grandfather, who was a Baptist pastor. She played congregational piano from the time she was about 8 or 9 until well into her adulthood. She was the local from small town Mississippi. She was a local piano teacher. So I was kind of surrounded by music in a sense. But my personal favorites, I reflect a lot to like, Crosby, Stills and Nash, Chris Christopherson, some of my favorites, Johnny Cash. In today's world, I think Jason Isbell's an incredible songwriter. As a songwriter / artist, I think he can paint a very, very vivid picture, and I'm really just drawn and attracted to that kind of writing.
Right.
But growing up, I mean, I grew up in the 80s, 90s, so it was 90s country. I cut my teeth on Garth Brooks, Tim McGraw, Travis Tritt, all those guys. That's how I learned.
Right.
Just figuring their songs out. Never had a lesson, just kind of got to listen to it and then found it. And those would probably be some of like my biggest influences. I couldn't say like one or two people. I feel like I'm a fan of. I listen. My playlists are so random, my guys. Like people get in my car and ride with me, and they're like, "What the absolute hell?" Because I mean, I'll have something that get to like Ryan Adams, who I absolutely love. Ryan Adams songwriting, to Jason Isbell, to Passengers. I mean, just all over the spectrum. I just love good music. A good song,
Right.
a good song, regardless of the genre. I'm into it. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
I remember in Nashville, I was like, and I was drunk, obviously, but I was like, I think I'd like to learn a guitar sometime. And he goes, go get one and play it. I was like, I don't know how to play it. He goes, well, that's how you learn. And I'm
That's
like,
how you figure it
I was
out.
like, fuck you talking about? He's like, just go get a guitar and start playing. I'm like, that's how hard. I was like, okay. I was kind of like, never anyone talked to me like that before.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
I've got 4 nephews, and one thing I did this past Christmas is I gave them all my old guitars. Over the years,
Cool.
I've graduated in better and better quality guitars, from Fenders to Alvarez, etc. So I gifted all of them for Christmas one of my old guitars, and they were all asking the same question, like, we want to learn to play, and I was like, well, then go play, go figure it out. I'm not going to tell you. So I was like, the modern advantage you have is you can get on YouTube and learn your chords in a day.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
But when I learned, it was I had old tablature page, fingers 1 through 5, and this is where they go, and this is a D chord, this is an A chord, this is that, and that's just kind of figured it out. And I'm not saying there's a right or wrong way to learn. I definitely don't consider myself a great guitar player, but I have an ear for it. I can listen to a song and go, okay, that's a D, A, G, chord progression, just because I guess I conditioned myself to hear it over. And that just takes time. So
Yeah.
But people don't invest is the time.
Exactly. With anything, but
So you got a show tonight down there. What have you been working on? You got any new songs, things you've been working on?
I do. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of viewing, if you will, about 3 new songs. Very, very small group of people have heard them. One of them's called On the Radio. It's a pretty neat song because it's all 90s country song titles make up the entire song.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
When we made a list of like the top 100, 200 country songs from the 90s, and then basically wrote a song with nothing but song titles, which was very challenging. They put together a 5,000-piece jigsaw puzzle, and it turned out really good. Really proud of it. And then debuting another one called Back 40 that I wrote with Hal O'Dell and Greg Wilson out of Nashville, great writers. And it's kind of, I turned 40 last year, so it's just I always knew I wanted to write that song about, over the hill, making that turn in life of truly being an adult, or at least supposed to know what you're doing in life at 40.
Allegedly,
yeah.
For me, it's starting over. I mean, like I said, everything I 4 months kind of fell apart, and so for me, it was moving to Nashville, turned 40. The first year I was here, chasing a new career, new industry, my day job and my music. So it was like, I'm excited about what, the next 40 years holds for me. So that's one. And then there's my newest one, probably wrote it 2 days ago. But we call it Everything Must Go. Kind of the premise of it is a man having a yard sale, and he's just getting rid of everything that he owns. And it's a conversation between him and a young buck about life, kind of in love and everything. And so yeah, got a few new ones in the back pocket. I'm gonna kind of debut tonight. I'm excited about it. Excited and nervous. And anytime
that's great.
Nerve-wracking because you don't know how it's going to be received.
Right.
People might like it, people might hate it. I feel confident that it's a good song, but not everybody's always going to share my opinion. So
yeah, and sometimes just because they feel that way don't make them right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, that's great.
Well, that's good. I just had like a brain fart. Anything else you want? Like,
when I'm going to come see you out in Colorado, and I'm going to say as soon as you buy me a ticket.
You know, I'm so Garrett probably, if you talk to Garrett will tell you, well, Garrett's kind of the same way. Garrett and I are kind of similar where I'm always plotting some shit. Like, and Garrett's always kind of get the big brain. So Garrett and I will be in these texts back and forth where he and I are trying to mash ideas to, like, he'll be like, I got an idea. And I'm like, okay, what is it? I got one too. And he's like, what's yours? I'm like, I want to hear your shit first and see, you know, and he'll send me and I won't respond because I got to sort it out in my brain. And he wants kind of like immediate, like, good job. Like, and I'm always like, I got to sort out my thoughts first before I fucking tell you what I think. And then before I get back to him, he's usually like, all right, I know you don't like it. It sucks. Never mind. Never said it. I'm like, hold on, man. Just fucking breathe.
Give me a minute.
Give me a minute to like sort through my, because I got some OCD shit going on. I got, you know, we all got our process, right? And I'm trying to mesh whatever he's talking to what I'm thinking and see if they can go, or if it's just two separate things, you know, like, and then I go to Marvin and I go like, hey, I got a thought. And he's like, what? And I'm like, like I'll be like, Songwriters Retreat and fucking Aspen. And he's like, fuck you talking about? And I'm like, I've been thinking about this thing. And then Garrett will start, like, and I'm sure you've heard some of the random stuff and you can see how it comes together. And I'm like, but then as we start thinking of that, I'm like, hey, I got some other shit I want to do. And he's like, what? And I'm like, we're doing this. And he's like, fuck is that? I'm like, just, he's like, you got about 5 lanes going at one time. I'm like, yeah, we can multitask. He's like, shit, like, you know, so.
Yeah, sometimes there's a lot happening at one time.
So there is some plotting going on where, you know, you might have me call you and be like, hey, same time, we are planning to come out to Nashville here soon.
Yeah, we're going to get really soon.
And so I would, you know, obviously if we come out, I like to, obviously I wouldn't come to Nashville and not see you. You know, I like to see all you.
Go hang out.
That's all you people. The one thing is, I would respectfully request, do not give this motherfucker any more Copenhagen. We went to, so we have, as you know, we have a membership to Red Phone Booth. So we went there, smoked cigars. We came at y'all on a rooftop. He had cigars, and then he was like, I think I want to chew. And I'm like,
well, I had Copenhagen.
I'm like, you haven't chewed since you're a little buck in West Virginia. He's like, I'm good. I'm like I smoke cigars, and I chewed all the way through high school and college and went in the military, and, you know, it took me a while to get rid of it. But in the military, you're trying to stay awake, you know, so you're chewing or whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, you're a grown man. You're a grown ass man. And then he didn't just put a little bit in. You know, he tried to go with Zach, so he got the biggest. Yeah. I think between you and Zach, he was like, look at it. He came up, and I'm like, you got too much. The next day, he's like, you know, I don't feel that good. My stomach kind of hurts. I was like, I bet it does.
I'll still have the occasional, you know, I'll have a true dip every couple months, but I kicked it about last year. I got on the nicotine pouches, Velo and Zen.
Yeah.
Right.
I do those, I mean, throughout the day. That's a hard habit to kick after 25 some odd years.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like I said, I still, somebody pulls the can out, man, I'm just, like, I gotta have
take a little bit.
Yeah, it's hard for me to get off. And I had started, you know, when I played baseball and stuff, I started chewing, and then it just kind of went, and I got to the military, and then you spend so much time awake doing stuff that you try and, you know, stay there. Then got to the point where you couldn't have a spitter. You couldn't do it. So then I started gutting it. Then I got used to it. And then you just got to, I'm like, I'm good. And then at a certain point you realize this ain't good. Like, I can't be, there's the chew aspect ain't good. And then I was like, yeah, the whole gutting thing.
The gutting thing ain't good either.
I was like, I'm just taking it all. So yeah, once I got done with it, I was like, yeah, I feel like if I did it again, it'd probably be a slippery slope for me. Because there's sometimes, and it's funny because it's not necessarily the like feel of it I miss. Sometimes it's just the action of doing it. You know, like I don't know, it's hard to explain, but
and if I chew, like, I don't chew a lot of gum, but when I do and I don't have a dip in, as soon as that gum loses flavor, it's getting tucked away like a dip.
Yeah.
For hours. It's like just having that thing down in that pocket that's been created over the years.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's like, smokers, they say when, smokers
when you freeze up.
Yep. Kind of froze there for a second. See if we get Collins back here.
I think it's fucking CMT.
I think it is CMT.
I lost you for a second.
Yeah, we got you now.
I was just telling him, I was like, I really do think CMT's fucking with us. So, not to keep going back, but so I have a problem I don't have a problem, but Facebook has a problem with me on Facebook. So I've had more bans, and I think I've done like 5 30-day bans. I've done a bunch of shit. So like to point now, they watch me, and like I know they watch me, but I'll post something. The other day. I didn't think it was that bad. Basically, it was like, it was like next time someone tells you to phone the police, punch them in the throat and see if they call 911. And Facebook flagged me, sent me a message, and was like, "Are you sure you want to post this?" It's kind of like,
yeah, go ahead.
And I was like, I think I'm going to post it. And I was like, I think they're going to. As soon as I do it, they're going to ban me. They're like, "Oh yeah, they're going to ban you as soon as you fucking post it.
As soon as you hit,
and they're going to take it down." But I'm like stubborn as fuck, so I was like, "I'm going to post it." And they're like, "Well, when you post it, they're going to take it down. So just don't post it." And I'm like, "Motherfuckers!" So I'm like,
one of the times we got to Nashville, we weren't in Nashville more than 5 minutes, and boom, he was banned.
I put just people who know me. I was like, "I'm in Nashville, bitches. Let's burn this bitch down." Banned.
30 days.
And I was confused. I was like, I don't understand. I didn't say anything. And I like appealed it, tried the whole thing. They're like, "You can't burn down Nashville." I'm like, I'm not going to light it on fire. I'm like, maybe I'm too old. Maybe don't use that shit no more. I'm like, I meant let's get after it. They're like, "We don't care. You can't burn Nashville down." I'm like,
it's ridiculous. I mean, just everybody's so afraid to open their mouth. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what I should, and that's like even right now, it's like I don't know what I should and I shouldn't say, and that's a shame because I should just feel free to say what I feel, but you got to mind your P's and Q's. And
especially our creatives, y'all should be able to be creative and say shit like
crazy.
The space,
Yeah. I mean, you look at comedy. I mean, even comedians are talking about, comedians push the threshold of appropriate, inappropriate, and you're seeing less of that, and at the end of the day, we should all be able to laugh at ourselves, and
right.
I laugh at myself all the time at the stupid crap I've done, the stuff I still do. You got to find the humor in life and who you are as a person, or even like your gender, your race. I mean, it's just, some of it's true and it's funny, and it's like, just laugh about it, move on. But you can't do that, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm excited for your. I'm excited for your new music. I'm excited for. I'm excited for like Back 40. That sounds.
Yeah, it sounds really interesting stuff.
Like all your music sounds, the new stuff. I'm excited for.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm excited about getting them out. I've got to get some things figured out to get some more songs cut. I've got Jack and Darlene's going to be my next release. I don't have a date circled yet, but pretty much got that buttoned up, ready, and I'm just kind of eyeballing the calendar, figure that out. And that one's a true story about my grandparents. Not to give up the ending, but that song kind of opened up some doors for me in Nashville. It won me a songwriter competition for Tennessee tourism. It advanced me from 1,000 people to the top 50. So it definitely kind of, in a sense, gave me the encouragement to just keep going, keep perfecting this craft. And that's if anything, what I've learned is that I'm learning every single day. I just shut up and listen, and you're going to learn something. And when I play these rounds, when it's not my turn, I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes from other performers, other songwriters, and just going, I like what they did there. I like what they did there, and putting some of those thoughts in my back pocket for my writing. So,
that's good stuff.
That's good.
Well, I think that
so far.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think Marv and I are planning on coming out there here in the next few weeks or so. So we'll link up.
Come on.
Obviously, you know, our whole thing is trying to help upcoming artists. So hopefully, even though you're old as fuck, you know, I'm old as fuck.
Hey, Trace Atkins was, like 45 years old when he finally got something going on there.
But it don't matter. Hopefully, we're all up and coming. If we stop up and coming, then I think we fucking die, right? If you keep trying, if you stop trying, I should say.
I mean, people are living a lot longer too. I mean, so you're probably going to live to be what, 200-300 easy.
I'm never going to die.
No, you might not. Modern science.
I've done a lot of shit where I should have died. I'm surprised I'm still here, but here we are. But
hey man, you look at Alice Cooper. You look at
oh shit, yeah.
Look at anybody in Aerosmith. Is like, man, it doesn't matter what you do to your body. I mean, it just doesn't. There's people that on and they're still with us. So
yeah.
Like you hear about marathon triathlon runners dropping dead from a heart attack at 40. So it's like, I'm a believer. It's like, it's due to your body. It's, I think a lot of it's genetic. Healthy people die unexpectedly, and people that you're like, how, like Ozzy Osbourne, like, really?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm a God-fearing man, so I just figure when God's ready for me, He's gonna come get me. Yeah, it don't matter what I do, If I dodge this or that, He's like, you know what, motherfucker? Here's a bus. Boom. He's like, stop being tricky. I got you. Like, all right, So I'm gonna enjoy the ride until I don't. Until He comes and gets me. So it is what it is.
I don't know if it's from. I can't remember what it was from, but there's a movie line. It was funny. Somebody was grabbing a cigarette and said, "Don't you know that those things will kill you?" And you said, "Yeah, well, so will a train wreck." It's like, man, when you can do everything right, not make it. It ain't worth worrying about.
I'd prefer just to die. What I want to do, not eating fucking barley or some shit like. At least I do die. It'll be on my life. But I chose.
I hope my last day is a good story for somebody to tell.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll hold my beer and watch this
Yeah. Well, appreciate. I think that's probably about.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything else.
No, I didn't see anything else in the notes here.
You were about 30 minutes, so I'm gonna go grab me a bite to eat and get ready for this show. But certainly appreciate you guys. Thank y'all for having me on.
No, we appreciate you taking the time, and you could be doing other things than hanging out with us, but we appreciate you spending time with us.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Look forward to seeing y'all in Nashville in a few.
We'll be there, brother. We'll definitely link up with you for sure.
Yeah,
we'll solve the rest of the world's problems while you're here.
Oh, hell yeah!
I know, right? Well, thanks for joining Marv, Collins, and I today before 6. Please tune in to our next episode, and please continue to support up and coming artists such as Collins. Please go to badmonkeyentertainment.com, like and follow us on social media. Please follow Collins on all his social media. Till next time, for Marv, this is Bishop, and it's time for happy hour.
I think it is time. You ready to go?
Yeah, let's go get some drinks.
We're gonna go down and get a couple cold drinks now. So, hey, have a great show tonight, Collins.
Yeah, have a great show,
man.
Look forward to it. Yeah, look forward to seeing you.
I'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right, take care, man. Thank you, brother. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Bad Monkey Entertainment's B46 Podcast with your hosts, Marv and Bishop, streaming on all platforms. We look forward to reconnecting soon. B46.